Hi lovelies, Dr. Lucy here with an episode of Keto in the Car, and guess what? I'm actually in the car. I am a little bit later today, it's 8:30. I've decided to drive to work, sit outside before I run in and do my live. I don't know why I'm doing it this week, but I just am, and I think some of it is that, my quest for being a morning person and how, I really want to be one. And my default is often to go back to my old habits in times of stress and distress. And look, our house is a little stressed at the moment. My husband works at our local public hospital, which is under siege with COVID. And he's an anaesthetist. He's really up in the throw of it all. So, yeah, I think he's very stressed. So there is a bit of sort of stress going on in our house. And when that happens, we revert back to some of our old habits. But interestingly, that's not what I'm talking about today. So this week's topic has been the top 5 mistakes that people will make on keto and low carb. Yesterday, we talked about getting your fat macro wrong, or not wrong, incorrect. And the idea being that at the start of your low carb lifestyle, you need a lot of fat. And as time goes on, you can reduce that fat. So today, what I'm talking about, the number 2, the second, brain. So the second mistake that we see on a low carb or keto lifestyle is reliance on processed food products. Now, this is the thing, right? If you're doing a ketogenic diet or if you're doing a low carb lifestyle, I'm trying to find the camera, I'm sort of looking at the weird places, then what you're doing is you want to lose weight, right, for life. Nobody wants to lose weight just for 10 weeks. Only to put it all back on again. But when we use a lot of processed products in our life, that's actually what happens. And I know that sort of sounds weird and you're thinking, what? But the idea of doing keto or doing a low carb is to become healthy, right? Like that's at the crux of it. And health is actually long-term weight loss. And it's not actually healthy to go up and down with your weight. That actually is kind of anti-health. Now, as a person who used to yo-yo diet a lot, 10 kilos on, 10 kilos off, 10 kilos on, 20 kilos off, whatever, I found myself being insulin resistant at the end of the day. And that's not healthy. So it didn't matter that I'd gone up and down my whole life. That actually just contributed to my metabolic decline. So we want metabolic health, right? Of course we do. Nobody wants to be unhealthy. But if you're only focusing on the carbs, and that's your sole focus, then you miss the whole global opportunity for good health. Now, what I'm talking about is not in your transition phase, okay? Again, some people when they're transitioning, it's really hard to let go. If you've been eating a Magnum on the couch every night, stopping that cold turkey for some people is really hard. So they might transition to Donata ice cream, for example. But what I'm saying is that in your mind, that needs to be a transition phase. Eating processed keto every day is actually detrimental to your health. And the reason for that is that it upsets your gut in particular. And our gut, like again, this is not super, talked about in the medical community, but we know it to be true. The gut is the powerhouse of our whole health. You need to get your gut right. And when we do things like have emulsifiers, have products like maltodextrin or maltitol or soy lecithin or sunflower lecithin, all of those in our food contribute to the breakdown of our little gut barriers, and they are so precious. Again, I want you to think, protecting your gut, it's like a precious commodity, if you like, a precious organ you've been given, and we need to nurture it and love it. So when we use a lot of processed products, now I'm not talking every now and then, okay? If once a month you decide that, you're going to have, some sort of Donata ice cream or some sort of, low carb chocolate, whatever, that's fine. But if you're using those 3 times a day, and some of them are really horrendous. Okay, things like Atkins bars. Oh my God, I reckon Robert Atkins would turn in his grave if he saw his name being used for those products, because they are far from healthy. So I guess the key is, okay, I'm banging on a bit now. The key is, when you're looking at a product and it's in a packet, look at the ingredients, okay? Look at what you're eating. If there's lots of words you don't understand, if there's lots of numbers in it, and if there's words that you know in there that are not going to be helpful, then just put it back on the shelf. Think about it. So the key, low carb, real food, or ketogenic, real food, whatever your term or phrase is, it doesn't matter. That is the key to long-term sustainable weight loss, because weight loss will only be sustainable if you're metabolically healthy and if your gut is healthy and robust. All right, that's enough for this morning. Yes, look, glasses again. I'm not loving my glasses, I've got to say, but they're good for eye protection, and given I haven't got any contact lenses at the moment, they are serving me well, because otherwise I can't see. That's it. Got to see clearly, folks. See clearly. See the wood for the trees. I will see you all tomorrow with another episode of Keto in the Car, where we will talk about the third mistake that people make on keto. So just a reminder, the first, too little or too much fat and not adjusting as you go on. The second, reliance on processed keto products. I can't wait to talk to you tomorrow about the third. Bye, my sweets. See you now.